So this is something very easy to do, how to remove and sharpen your lawnmower blades for any sort of beginners or something that doesn't know exactly what they're doing. Well, here we go. Well, I believe I should point out there that you need to be careful which way you tip your mower. Always tip with the exhaust facing down or the carburetor facing up, because of your vent tube that's inside the comes out of the crankcase. That fills up with oil and it'll get all into the down inside the carb throat, and you're gonna either get oil everywhere or you're gonna wind up getting oil down there, which it's gonna make it a bitch to start, and well, it may not start at all, and then it's just gonna smoke like crazy for a little bit. Sometimes the vent tubes, it's usually really rare, but the vent tube may be on the other side and the carburetor's here, and it's one of those untippable ones. If you're not sure of something, just, don't worry about it, and you will be able to get it running again. It's just oil won't kill nothing. So what you're going to do is, like I said, carburetor down, you grab a heavy side of the deck, and lift up. And just tip it. Also, this is also a pretty good thing to, before you start doing this, but remove your spark plug. Just for safety measures. Usually they have a shut-off brake, but just do it anyways. Won't kill you, because you don't want an accidental start up, because by spinning this blade you can start your engine up. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our foot right there on the blade. Take our 9/16 wrench, and we're just gonna break that free. Sometimes it can be pretty tight, other times not so tight. Now these bolts tend to have lock nuts on them, but I noticed from experience that these blades tend to keep coming loose. Do not put any Loctite or anything on a blade. Well, I'll discuss this kind of when we get done with removing this blade here, but just pull it off like that, right off. Sometimes these things may come off, sometimes they're stuck on there. So as you can see, may have hit a few things with it, so we're going to sharpen this blade. So now you're going to need your bench grinder. If you don't have a bench grinder or any sort of, you can use angle grinders, they make special files too, but those take forever. You can also take it into a mower shop and they'll do it for you. So you just turn it on, find your right angle, and you just grind that down so it's sharp. And you want to keep going over. And we're sharpened. I always also put a little cut right down here on the bottom that makes the blades nice and sharp. Just a real little one though. And you just cut the top there, just the way the blade is shown like that. And there we go. Now, like I was getting at the beginning of the video, or towards the beginning, there is a lock nut right here. This is that lock nut. It tends to, over time, when they're sitting underneath the blade, they rust up and stuff. And, as you can see, that's not fully opened. When they do that, they don't work as well, and the blades will tend to come loose during use. So, you want to usually, after maybe every time, doesn't hurt, maybe you go out and pick up a couple of these at your local hardware store or something. And you just after every time you sharpen your blade, usually like once a year is probably best before each season. You just pick up another one of them. You just put on a new lock washer, and then you won't have to worry about your blade coming loose. I'm gonna put mine back on for now. I probably have a few of these size ones. Make sure you get the right size. Take your old one as an example. You're just gonna take this on. And either way the blade is, if you want. Sometimes I put the dull sides on, facing the blade, after the opposite time you're putting it on. You just set the blade up, make sure you have it on the right way, not upside down or anything, and just push that in, and then turn it back in with your 9/16 wrench. Sockets work good for this too. Or you can also use impact wrenches, like small impact wrenches. Those usually get it in, and they put them in snug, and as long as you still have that wrench when you go to take your blade back off, next time you go to sharpen them or so, it'll pop right back out. And just make that plenty tight. You don't need to kill it, because it ain't gonna go nowhere. But if you try killing it and making it over tight, it's gonna strip out the inside here. So don't want to do that. Or you could also break the bolt, which is usually fairly rare. Another thing, when you go to tip them back up, you may notice that also the gas cap may leak. Sometimes you have to deal with it. If it does leak, usually I don't do this, but I do recommend you let it sit for a little while, so that way all the gas evaporates off. Like, let it sit outside, not inside, and let all that gas evaporate off so it doesn't light up on fire. Start it. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment, and I will get back to you. And don't forget to rate, comment.